Here, let's see if we can jump into that.
Just stay right where you are.
Oh, wow. Is that because of my size or another reason? Okay. Well, I'm going to do it, though. I'll have to move. If I ask you a question tonight, I ask you, do you believe that at least in our lifetime, well, I look around, there's many different ages here, but at least in our lifetime, we look at our nation. If I ask you, have we slipped off center? Have we gotten off center line in the last several decades? What would you say? In the ditch? I'm just being nice. I'll let you all define it. And I would agree with you. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, boy, if you can't see that in our country, then you probably need to check, make sure you're breathing. On that note, let me tell you what George Mason said. George Mason was the father, or he's considered the father of our Bill of Rights. And George said this. He said, no free government or blessing of liberty can be preserved by any people without a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles. Isn't that an awesome quote? I tell you what, I've done more research on our founding fathers in the last 4 years than I've done all my life. I'm just confessing to you right up front. Because I don't know about you, but most of my life, I just haven't paid close enough attention. You know, and I thought that, you know, you elect people, you elect good people, and you send them up there, and I need to go take care of my work, go take care of business. It hasn't worked that way, has it? But let me also say this. It's not because we're not sending good people. Well, you might have a bad apple every once in a while, but that's not the reason. That's not the reason. But let me get back to these principles. Let me tell you what John Adams said. John Adams, our second president, he said this. Because see, if I asked you, if I said, okay, well, what principles is that? Well, we may have, if we got whatever number of people here, we might have that number of different answers. So what I want to do is I want to go back to the founders. They're the ones that designed it. They're the ones that knew what they were talking about. You see, when you want to know what something, if you want to define something in the Constitution, go to the Federalist Papers. They're in essence, what they're doing is they're explaining what they meant. And so what happens is I hear people sometimes say, well, you know, well, even our government uses, our administration uses statements that's out of step with the Constitution. I'm not talking about doing something unconstitutional. I'm talking when he does that too. But what I'm talking about is when he uses the welfare, take care of the general welfare. Okay, he has redefined that. I don't want him to define that. Our founders already defined that. If you go back, they'll tell you what that means. But let's go back to what the principles are. They're the ones that said it. They're the ones that defined it. And John Adams defined it very succinctly. And here's what he said. He said the greatest glory of the revolution. Now, if you just stop right there, think about that statement. If I asked you, I said the greatest glory of the revolution was, and you fill in the blank, I'll bet you $1 to a donut that none of us, well, before I read it, before you read it, if you have read it, would come up with the answer to John Adams' statement. John Adams said the greatest glory of the revolution was that it bound together in one indissoluble bond, the principles of Christianity and the principles of civil government. I think we've slid way off center. We may be past the ditch. If I ask you that question now, see, what are the principles? Those are the principles, folks. Now listen, you can argue that till the cows come home. You can defy that until you stand in the throne room of judgment. But the fact of the matter is, that's what they designed around. Now, if you don't like it, that's fine. You can get on some deal, go redesign it. I'm just telling you, that's what they designed around. That was the principles. Now, what I want you to understand tonight when I'm through is this, because we're coming down about 2 months before the primary. So I want to be very, very clear that I'm separate from everyone I'm running against. Actually, I look at it this way. I'm just running for an open seat. You know, you've got 6 Republicans, 3 Democrats, and an independent. I'm just running for an open seat. But I can't separate myself from all of them. No one ever talks about it. No one addresses it. We all know it's there, and I've watched it for 35 years. Listen, I want you all to think with me. I want you to tell me something that you know has been changed in our government, in our federal government, over the past many years. In fact, do better than that. Tell me something that hasn't changed. Can't you think of 2 or 3? Some things start coming to mind. How many things have they kicked down the road? We'll use their expression. How many items have they kicked down the road for the past 30 years? Do you think several? I can. How long has Social Security been broke? Since its inception. Well, I agree, but based on their statements that they're going to fix it, it was really kind of funny. I ran across an email, you may have seen this, been a long time ago. They said, basically what they said was this, and I'm paraphrasing. They said, you know, we got kind of the strangest legislators. We got 535 people that create problems and then run for the office to go straighten them up. That'll sink in on them when you get home. So what happened is, nothing ever changes, folks, and that's why I'm running. See, and like I said a while ago, it's not because we don't elect good people. We're sending good people with the wrong plan. And quite honestly, I'll tell you, I'll take it a step further. No one else will say this, but I'll say it. We're putting our elected officials in a bad corner. Quite honestly, it's not a cop-out. I'll be happy to visit with you on it. We're pushing we're taking our elected and we're pushing them in the corner that they can't do. I'll give you an example. Whatever election you look at, local, state, federal, whatever. You take any election, you take all those people running for that office and just line them up here. And we'll go down through here and we'll listen to everyone talk and we'll all sit here. I'm describing myself too, because this is the election mindset that I'm out to change. Whether it changes this election cycle or not, that's okay. I'm out to change it. And I hope that you'll think about this long and hard and help us do this. Because here's what we do. We'll sit up here and we'll listen to all these plans, and then here's what we're going to do. Whoever sounds the best, looks the best, smells the best, talks the best, has the best plan, that's my person. Now, get up there and go do that. Well, they can't no more do that than a cow can jump over the moon. Have you seen someone do that? Have you named one official that we've sent anywhere, especially on a state and federal level? We're not talking about bad people. No, that's not what I said. We're sending them with the wrong expectations. So you want to ask me, let's say, for example, and I'm not picking on any issue, take an issue. So Dwayne, what are you going to do about this issue? Well, I'll give you some ideas. Some ideas I had. Just like I told a group, I said, listen, I better take my ideas and sit down with the group. Now, let's all work on this together. Because I'm not a genius. And if you expect me to come up with a solve-all idea, you never heard me say that. Not going to happen. The Bible tells me that you want to get some wise counsel. And that's how you solve problems. But see, we want to take this idea and say, you got the best idea, and go do it. But that's impossible. No one can go anywhere, whether state or federal, and go get federal level, go get 218 people to vote for that idea. Not going to happen. Even if you got it in the committee, by the time you get that committee, it's not going to look like what I told you here tonight. If it got to the floor, and even got voted on and passed through the floor, it won't even be close to what I talked to you about tonight. But you want me to go up there. You see what I'm getting at? That's what we do. Folks, I think we're asking the wrong questions. We're not asking the right questions. That's just my opinion. Because we keep getting the same old thing. We've all asked this question. Why are we sending good people up and go in the way? Go in the way. I'll tell you what I believe. You can throw rocks at me or run me out of town. Here's what I believe happens. I've watched it as long as most of you, some of you watched it longer than I have. Here's what I believe happens. And we've all said, well, Dwayne, he just got up there and man, he's gone. He's caved in. He's gotten ensnared and all these things. I mean, what about those, what is it, 83? What about those strong 83 conservative people we sit up there at 210? Do you feel like we've gotten back what we thought we would get? I don't think so. And I'm not being mean. I'm not throwing rocks at those individuals. Those weren't bad people. But I'll tell you what, they got snared. They got snared. What happens is, and this is what's really interesting too. First of all, anyone that goes up there, they all swear in, right? Of both Constitution. Well, there's been some slippage there too. And you know, we need to address that. And you know what, anymore, now, I was in sales, when I graduated from Northeastern State. You can get all this off my website or talk to me afterwards. All you have to get all my family information. But when I graduated, I was in sales and sales management for 10 years. I worked with Fortune 500 companies. I've been in territories. I was always breaking ground and something moving. I know where the line of integrity is. I know how the game's played. Never crossed over. But I know what's happening. Now, we all make mistakes. That's why I don't throw rocks. For the last 18 years, I've been pastor. I have a human nature just like you do. Hallelujah. Aren't you excited about that? I understand it. I have what I have to deal with. And I help others deal with theirs. So that we can just rally and hopefully help one another, love one another, and do the right thing. So what's happened is that good, God-fearing people, because, well, the vast majority of them say they're Christian, which I assume that means you believe in biblical principles. I think that's a fair assumption. Okay? But when I have those people that swear in and make those claims and they miss the Constitution and they're not voting biblical principle, we've got a problem. We're totally off what John Adams said. But we need to adopt what George Mason said. You got to have a frequent recurrence to fundamental principles. And that's what mine's about. What I want to do, here's my whole campaign. Folks, if we can't get those individuals, and see, this is what's really not nice about this. It don't matter what side of the fence you're on. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. If you make those two claims right there, and one of them you swear in on, the other one you're professing. If you make those two claims, the number one, it begs the question, why do I have the problems that I do? Well, we know why. They've gotten ensnared. And here's why. The Bible says that the fear of man will prove to be a snare. You see, I've got individuals claiming one thing, but they got a greater fear of man than they do of God. And I'll tell you like I tell just about every group. I answer to one first, and it's not you. And you ought to be thankful for that. Because I'm not going to forget that. We've gotten ensnared. So I'm not throwing rocks, but what I want to do is this. I want to help you get understood. I want to hold you accountable. Which brings up my second point. You take any candidate, any, doesn't matter. They're all good men. That's not the issue. Not the issue. I want you to don't tell me out loud unless you just really feel inclined. But I want you to tell me how your candidate is going to get done what they say. I'm going to make you think. I may not change your heart, but I'm going to make you think. How are they going to get it done? And I like so-and-so because, great. How are they going to get it done? You want me to tell you how they're going to get it done? How do you think everyone goes up there to try to get something done? The only way I know is you've got to be able to influence someone. I've got to convince him that this bill that I need his vote on, I need you to do this. Now I've got to convince you to do that. And if I'm going to try to convince him to do it, then guess what's going to happen when he has one? And let's say I'm a good convincer. Then you got to leave me up there for 30 years, which there's three of us that termed ourselves, three of us that didn't. And that's another philosophy. The philosophy that says, well, but you need to be there when we bought this off.